Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Yossi from iTradePrice. It is a little before 11 Eastern, Sunday, January 22nd. So let us get started with our weekly commentary. Uh, QQQ. Let's drill up to the weekly view. So technically speaking, series of higher lows and higher highs, right, since the past 3 weeks. That is bullish in itself. This is a critical level to try to get back above for bulls, like not only because there's a trend line, but this was sort of a support zone. Before that, it was a resistance zone right here, right? So this 285 area needs to be broken. Not only from down trend line perspective, but also from resistance. Like if I drill down to a daily view, you'll see there's, kind of multiple touch points on that price point, right? You have this week's Wednesday bar, then right here, then you got a couple of touch points here, few right here, right here. So it has some history, right? We got the initial rejection midweek. Did not really see a big downside follow through. This support around 275 held, and then Friday we saw a nice bullish trend bar, right? So we can kind of go sideways, things like that, and then just kind of, as long as we are up above this, the midpoint of this bullish bar, I think pressure remains to the upside. So we just need to get a break above 285, see some follow through, and then try to target this zone, or the structure high that we had some rejections from, right? And then in December time frame, so that can be the zone to target on the upside. Anything on the downside, let's drill to maybe like an hourly view or something, right? So looks nice, right? It's making these higher lows, right? And any downside move you see, buyers see it as a price, as a level to get back into the game, right? This was right there. Look at this one, right, in the lower time frame. It's pretty obvious. This was resistance, broke out, became support as it retested that, right? Retested again, kind of that same area, crawled back up, got a dump. This provided support, and now we're back up on Friday. So this 285 needs to be taken out now to see even further move up. Maybe initial move up, rejection, just a little bit light rejection, and then eventually a breakout above that. So I'd say as long as we are above 276, 278 even, on a mid, this action looks pretty nice for bulls to kind of try to attempt a move higher. Okay. SPY weekly time frame, similar look and feel. Again, this is like we've been talking about it for quite some time now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and kind of fifth touch point, right, on the trend line. And so far on a weekly time frame, right, we got the attempt, we got some rejection, but then this past week we closed with a nice bottom wick and not too far from the downtrend line, right? So if I drill down to daily, it looks like it wants to make the move higher, right? Ideally, I would have liked if this Friday bar would have closed towards the high end, but it's okay, it's still okay, right? I mean, if I drill down to, let's say, an hourly view again, let's bring in the level just to kind of give it a better view. So I'd say 393, right? That's where it kind of broke down from. That's where it kind of bent back above, and now this is 393 is our sort of pivot point to remain bullish above, to see if any pullback we get on Monday, this area provides support, or this area provides support, makes a higher low and tries to take out this 399 and eventually 400. Anything below 393 intraday, we are weak. If we give up 391, then definitely lower levels kind of come into the picture. Okay. Amazon. Really liking this name actually since the green box. The only thing is why I did not buy more. Right, but anyways, you never know. I would have bought more if it went to 73, but it never went there. It just kind of bounced from 81. So that was our green box zone. Very nice, healthy price action, right? Held that area, gave a nice boost up, broke above this downtrend line, bottom wick, and that's really nice. Not only the bottom wick. If you look at, let's say, a 4-hourly view, that's actually a retest of the broken downtrend line, right? It broke the downtrend line right here, retested that, went back up. So nice. So now let's get a break above 99.3 and we can target on a 5 area. If it gets back below 92.9, you got your touch points right here, which was support, became resistance, and now this area can again be your sort of downside target if it breaks 92 levels, right? Initial target, and then yeah, this is our green box zone anyway. So looks nice. All right, let's take a look at everyone's favorite name, Apple. I don't know, Apple could have done better, but it's just it's kind of, yeah, it's neutral to slightly bullish, right? But not huge, because it really needs to break above this downtrend line, in my opinion, to really give some comfortable feeling to the bulls, right? Otherwise, it's just a bounce, right? Yes, we have nice 3 weeks of higher lows, higher highs, but from trend perspective, it is still trending down, right? No, bullish week sees any big follow through, like, big bullish trend bars. Yes, we saw this one, but nothing really exciting. So that's just kind of gives me a little bit of being cautious. But again, from daily point of view, it is constructive, right? It's not breaking down. You see more bullish bars in the daily time frame. Any red bar you see, it does not give you any downside follow through, right? It just kind of just gets bought back up. So 133.7 is our short-term support, right? That was resistance on the way up. 131.4 is the support level below that if it gets broken down, but otherwise 140 looks doable. And then if it kind of wants to get back above this level around 142, we have the downtrend line as our major upside target, right? If I go into, let's say, a 30-minute view, it's holding fine, right? Nothing, it's just sideways to, kind of move up. So 134, 133.7, as long as we're above that, chart remains bullish. Intraday, I would say 136 and up keeps the pressure on the upside. Okay. Tesla. Yes. What a nice move from Tesla, in a sense that, from its green box zone, right? We had this 135 zone, which we never really kind of got interested in because the sentiment was down and was sort of free falling. 111, interesting area. 101, definitely better. 90, I would have loaded the board over there as well. It never went there. And now we're just like a nice, smooth little channel to the upside. Really need to break above this channel downtrend line to show further strength, right? But from price action perspective, right, this was your resistance area, 124, 125, right, for the longest time. Once it got above that, we got one touch point right there on Thursday and a nice bounce back up. So this bounce back is just still under downtrend line. So really, bulls need to get back above this one and try to target higher prices around 150, psychological sort of a target. So this little up channel can be your nice little guide to see and keep the momentum bullish as long as the price is holding above this up channel's uptrend line, right? So as long as we are following this uptrend line, yeah, it's fine. And then below that, sure, 124, 125 is your support, right? That's where we saw the bounce from. If it gives up that, then definitely 117 can be your target. If it keeps on crawling back up, right, 142.5 and then 150, 152.5 does. So, this channel can be your guide. So I like the price action, but it really needs to get above the downtrend line to show some meaningful follow through to the bullish sentiment that is trying to build up, but really needs to show some move here. Okay. Netflix, good move. Did not go as much as I would have liked with my call debit spread, right? So that did not go as planned, but that was a lotto game, so it could have or could not have. But one thing that I really liked is that it held at 332 level. So 332 and above, chart remains bullish, right? Nothing to worry about as long as we're above 332. If it breaks down below that, we have this gap fill move, right? Because there's a gap from Thursday to Friday. So if it breaks down below that, it could be a gap fill move towards the lower price levels, right? But on the upside, 352 is a major resistance that we can target on the upside and see if it wants to break higher, right? Just from the structure perspective, if I look at it, the weekly view, it just looks like it wants to really break above the high of this big earnings red bar, right? If it breaks above that, because there could be a lot of stops sitting here, if it it can be a quick pop towards 397. Usually that's how the price action works, right? Maybe a quick rejection if it holds 320-ish, 317, 332, if that could be a really nice ride to the upside, right? So we'll see how it goes. Nvidia, good price action, good trades this past week in this name, right? Good bullish view. Structure high is around 193. If it remains bullish, right, that's where we have a couple of rejections from, right? So this one not really up there, but in the zone, right? So that could be the target on the upside here in the short term, right? What I really like it, this was resistance. We opened up this past week right here, tried to move down, break down, didn't do it, and it kept on going up, and we closed towards the high end of the week. So bullish in itself with higher lows, higher highs, all that stuff. Good bullish action, right? No downside follow through except this one, right? But held the 167 support, so that is a good thing for bulls. And now if it can kind of just go sideways to bullish, 193 is doable as long as we hold this 167. If we get below that support, right, then we have 160 to 151 as our major support levels, below 167, that is. Okay. Microsoft, good action as well, but kind of laggy, just like Apple, I would say, right? I mean, we had this inside week, the previous week, and then this last week, tried to break down, didn't do it, kind of closed towards the top end and tried to break out of this previous 2 weeks ago inside week, but really did not see any strength to the upside. So I would say as long as it's below 246, it kind of is under pressure. So I'm not really convinced that this is a bullish chart. It really needs to get above 246 and even actually 258, right, on a higher time frame. That's where the downtrend line is. But since we are day traders, mostly we'll look for day-to-day price action. So right now price action is implying that as long as it's holding this 235, it can try to make a move towards 245 or even the back test of this trend line that it broke down from. So if it below 235 intraday, we have this level around 230 as our downside support level. If it breaks down, then definitely we have much lower prices that we can target around 221. Okay, let's take a look at Google. Really bullish Friday, gap up and just kind of took off. So really nice. If you remember, just by looking at the chart, remember we were playing this this bearish flag for the longest time, right? We took a short right there from the top end of the bear flag, and then once it broke down below the middle of this, it just kind of gave us a nice downside follow through move all the way. So from that perspective, I think it has kind of played out, right? Because this was sort of the flag break, and now this becomes its target. So now it's I think it's already played out its move, right? This was a resistance which became support and kind of gave a bounce from there, right from the green box. Really didn't go all the way to the middle of the green box, but just kind of was in the area. So nice bounce from there. Now it really needs to get back above the downtrend line and try to target this 103 area. That's where we have a couple of rejections from, because this was support which became resistance when it broke down and tried to get back above that. Couldn't do it. So that becomes our natural target once above the downtrend line, and see if it gives a rejection. First time rejection, that can be a trade, and then see if it wants to break down back up or retest this one. That's kind of higher level scenario, right? But from day-to-day perspective, it looks nice. It's holding all the lower level support. So I think as long as it's above 96.5, that kind of number, we're fine, right? If it becomes below that, I can definitely try to target and buy 94.5 dip, right? If we get that, really looks nice from Fibonacci perspective, right? If this is the area that it kind of break out from, then 61 point really nicely aligns with 94.9 area, which is also a key level, like a lower level 60. So yes, definitely a bounceable trade setup there if you want to give it a try. All right, what else is left? We got Netflix, we got Tesla, Apple, QQQ. Let's take a look at BA as well. I really like that name these days. I think I was looking at it with Annie. There you go. Yeah, so really nice breakout from the downtrend line, right? It kind of kept on crawling up with no bearish week, right? Higher lows, higher highs. This was an inside week breakout, and now look at this, right? It broke out, held this level on the retest. It held that level again on the retest, 203.5 inside week. So now if we kind of see a crawl back up, 234 can be a nice swing trade with 203 or even 200 as your stop loss, right? That can be a sort of a good risk to reward. Or if you want to wait and see if it attempts to break down below 203 and then gets bought back up, then that can be a nice scenario, nice setup that the weakness was bought and sort of a confirmation that it wants to keep going back up. Okay. All right, guys. Hope you guys liked this video. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, please don't hold back. Thank you and have a good rest of your weekend.